So, Vic and 80, welcome back. We are continuing. I'll give you some questions at the end. Get ready. We just want to go on getting to the last part of probability, and we want to see how much we can do. Are you ready? All right, good. Remember that there are 3 sections for probability. You use one of 3 methods when you do probability. Remember that, my friends. Very soon we are going to be now doing the past paper questions. So we just want to finish all these questions from the book, and I give you some example, some questions to do. Then we do past paper questions, right? There are a lot of past paper questions. We'll do all those past papers that we have for checkpoint paper 1 and paper 2 from 2018 all the way to 2025. Okay? Are you with me, boys? So now, remember that when you do probability, there are 3 ways. The first one is to say probability of an event will be equal to what? The number of successes. The number of successes over the total number of trials. Okay? Remember this, boys, as the first of probability. Can you all write it down to say this is the right to say probability and write the dates? Then you send me the notes like you used to do at the end of the lesson. So I want you to write today is the 5th of May. So write 5 May. Write with me like this, neatly. 5 May 2026. And then you write below probability. This is day 3. So can you say probability and say day 3? Probability day 3. Do it. Did you write to say probability day 3? Now, remember, you have 3 methods to do probability. Can you all hear me nicely? Remember, I need you to remember the rules. The rules that we use when we solve everything. There are 3 methods. 3 methods. How many methods? 3 methods. 3 methods. I keep saying it. There are 3 methods that we have of solving probability questions. Here is the first one. Then the second one is that total probability when you have events. The total of the probabilities, okay? The total of probabilities should be equal to 1. The total of all probabilities is equal to 1. So if they give you probability of A and they give you probability of B, then they ask for probability of C. Maybe the probability of C, you don't have it. You say probability of C, okay, you can say probability of A plus probability of B plus probability of C should give you 1. Probabilities add to give you 1. Do not forget, probabilities add to give you 1. Now, if you want the probability of C, it will be 1 minus the probability of A and B together. Probability of A plus probability of B. Okay, you say 1 minus those you get probability of C. Because probabilities add to give you 1. Are we together, class? Probabilities add to give you 1. Say it again. Probabilities add to give you. So this is the second method. We use this when we are given. So the first method, guys, you use it when you're told you have this number of sweets, some are red, some, number of whatever. When you're told how many, the numbers. Oh, give me a sec. Give me a second. Let me take this call. Okay. I didn't manage to get through to the person. Sorry. Thank you. Here's the thing, guys. There are 3 methods to solve probability. We are going to use one all the time. So don't fear probability. When you get probability, just remember, for you to get it correct, you have to remember that there are 3 methods and you're supposed to use one. So that is what we'll be doing here. That is what we'll be doing. So here would be saying, right, let's go for it. We are going to use one. So what do? We use this one here. There's one which says, method number 1, which says probability is the number. So let's say you have sweets. 5 are red, 3 are green, 4 are yellow. To find red, probability of red, when we say probability, you say how many red sweets you have. If you have 5, then let's say divided by the total, maybe the total sweets will be 9. This will be how you get probability using this first method. So don't ever forget finding probability using this first method of seeing how many you have divided by the total. How many do you have of that divided by the total? Don't forget, how many do I have divided by the total? Then, Vic, this second one. So the first one, when do we use the first one, Vic? When we have the numbers of things. Right, Vic? Yes, if they come and they say, Vic, find probability, then they give you numbers of things. You're going to say probability will be the number for that one you want over the total. So if it's red, you say the number of red over the total. So when you're given numbers of things, it's number over total. Are we all together? Are we all in the same position? Are we all in the same place? Then there's the second one. This second method, you use it when you are given probabilities. Class, if you are given a certain probability and they ask for another probability, please use this method to say probabilities add to give you 1. So this one, 80, Vic, you use it when you are given other probabilities. So I want you to say, when you are asked to find probability and you are given other probabilities, I want you to say, sir, we've been given other probabilities, so we must use the concept of probabilities add to give you 1. Okay? Okay? I want to hear you guys say it. To say, because we are given other probabilities, we must use the concept to say probabilities add to give you 1. Are we together, guys? Yes, probabilities add to give you 1. Then there's the third and final one. Then I'll say to you, I'm happy if you know this one. The first one, you use it when you have numbers of things. The second one, you use it when you have probabilities. You're given other probabilities, you use the second. Then the last one is for combined events. Class, this last one is for combined events, where they'll say, what is the probability that both the events will be having A? Or what is the probability that one will have A or the other one? When we use the word both, so let's put it here. When we use the word and in our things, when we use the word and, we are going to multiply the probabilities. So when you use the word and, you are going to multiply the probabilities. Okay? You find the probability of the first one, then you multiply the second one, because you'll be using the word and. And then when you use the word or, what should you do to the probabilities? 80. When you use the word or, what do you think you should do? You add. Well done. When you use the word or, then you are going to add the probabilities. Okay, 80. Well done. Right, so that'll be the third one. All right. And then now, we're going to, let me tell you now, when you see them use the word both, it means the first one and the second one. So when they use the word both, we are going to change it to say and then we are going to multiply. Are we together, class? My friends, are we together? Students? All right. So how many methods do we have for us to say we are done with probability? How many methods do we have for this whole chapter? Say it with me. Say it with me. How many methods do we have for this whole chapter? Both of you should say it. Say it one time, guys. How many methods do we have for this whole chapter? 3. We have 3 methods. The first one is when you have numbers of things. Number of this over the total number. Number over the total. Number over the total. Number over the total. When you have numbers. The second one is when you have probabilities and you have another one which is missing. So the second one is for probabilities. When you have been given some and some are missing, you use the idea that the total probabilities will be 1. So you make your probabilities add to give you 1, then you look for the missing one. Then the last one is for combined events, where you use the word and or the word or. Are we together? Okay, good. Good. Now let's get to do the questions. Now let's get to do the questions. Let's get to do the questions. So now let's do this first question, number 11. Are you seeing it? Students? All right, let's answer this one. Find the probability that the counter is. Are you seeing, students? Find the probability that the, here, we need to delete this, right? Here they said, find the probability that the counter is gold or silver. Are you seeing the first one? Right. So let's do this practice. Vic, do we use the first method to answer this one? Number 11, Vic. Vic, do it with me. Do you have the numbers of things here? When they say find the probability of gold or silver, do we use the first one where you say number of things? No, we don't use it. We haven't been given number of things. Do we use the second one where you are given other probabilities and another one is missing? No, right? This second one, we use it when we are asked to find the probability of bronze. Because we have gold, we have silver, we have white. We don't have bronze, so we know that they add to give you 1. So second method, we use it when we are asked to find probability of bronze, right? But for this one, which says probability of gold or silver, what do we use? Method number 3, because they are combined events. And what word do you see there which makes you know that they are combined events? The word or. Well done. So once we see the word or, we know that these are combined events. So we use the third thing, which says when you see the word or, what should you do? You add. Well done, Vic. Well done. That's what I want to hear, Vic. It's the third one. You see the keyword. Well done. So I want you to now write, everybody, it's probability of gold or silver. Probability of gold or silver, which is going to be probability of gold. And then what do we do with the word or? We add then the probability of silver. Are you seeing now how I wrote it? Are you all seeing? Well done. Well done. Right. So now, what is the probability of gold? Do you have it? Probability of gold. What is the probability of gold, class? Here. 0.05. So you say 0.05. Plus, what's the probability of silver? What's the probability of silver now? 0.15. Well done. So add, you get 0.20 and you get your marks. Are we together? Now let's do the second one. They said part B. They want part B. For part B, they want probability of not gold. So before we can do it, we need to fill in the table, right? before we can do not gold. What is the probability of bronze? How do we get the probability of bronze? 80. Do we use the first thing to get probability of bronze? We use the second one, which said probabilities add to give you 1. Why did you say that, 80? Show me that you're confident. Why did you say that we use the second one, which says add the probabilities to give you 1? Why did you say that? You say because we have other probabilities. I get it. Because we have other probabilities. The moment you have other probabilities, you use the idea that probabilities add to give you 1. If you have other probabilities, the first one you use it when you have numbers of things. Vic, the first one you use it when you have what? Numbers of things. The second one, 80. When do we use the second method? When you have other probabilities. Like here, we've been told probability of gold, probability of silver, probability of white. So don't think. You have other probabilities. So probabilities of probability of bronze, you know how to get it. You're going to say probability of gold plus probability of gold plus the probability of silver plus the probability of bronze plus the probability of white. All of them should give you 1. Are we together? So now you will say, what is the probability of gold, class? 0.05. Plus, what's the probability of silver? 0.15. Plus, what's the probability of bronze? Is the probability of bronze. Plus, what's the probability of white? 0.55. All of them should add to give you 1. Are you seeing this, Vic? Are you seeing this, Vic? Are you seeing it also? Okay, where is Vic now? Write with me to now say probability of bronze. Probability of bronze is going to be equal to first add the other ones. What's 0.05 plus 0.15 plus 0.55? What do you get? 0.75 plus probability of bronze. This gives you 1. Okay, you add these ones, these 3. Then now you say probability of bronze is going to be equal to 1 minus 0.75. Probability of bronze becomes equal to 0.25. Are we all together? Vic, can you hear me? All right. Did you see the process, the steps? Well done. You add to give you 1. 80, you add to give you 1. Don't forget, they won't tell you, but I have told you. Remember that. So now let's do what they want. Here we know it's 0.25. Now they want the probability of gold. So here is another one. Here is another one now, class. Or that we could have do. Without finding probability of gold. Let's say they want probability of not gold. Yeah? We've actually gone the longer way. Let's do for part B, there is a shortcut, okay? So this is before we do part B. This is just a separate working. For part B, let's do the shortcut for part B. How do we get probability of not gold? What do you know? Probability of gold plus the probability of not gold. These two should give you what? Class. Probability of gold plus probability of not gold should give you 1. So probability of not something is the easiest thing ever. When they ask for probability of not something, it's the easiest thing because probability of gold plus the probability of not gold should be 1. So now probability of not gold, how do we get it? How do we now get probability of not gold? How do we now get probability of not gold? We take probability of gold to the other side. So we say 1 minus the probability of gold, which is going to be, what is the probability of not gold now? It is going to be 1 minus what? From the table, Vic, from the table, 1. Mm-hmm. 0.05, which is going to be probability of not gold becomes what? 0.95. Well done, Vic. 0.95. So probability of not something is easy, right, guys? It's just 1 minus probability of... You know that probability of not something is so easy. You use this one. If they say, what's the probability that it will not rain? You use the idea. Probability of rain plus probability of no rain is 1. If they say, what's the probability that you will not get there on time? You say probability of getting there on time plus probability of not getting there on time is 1. Do you understand now? Yes, when they say not of something, you should know that probability of something plus probability of not something should give you 1. It's another one which we can also use. So now we have got this one. Now I'm happy. This one for D, now they want probability of silver or bronze. That's where you should make sure you find bronze first, which you find using what we have done here. To add all the probabilities in the table, they should give you 1. Then you replace them like this, then you add them, and then you find probability of bronze by taking 0.75 to the other side. It will subtract. Then you get 0.25. So you now have probability of bronze. So now you write probability of silver or bronze. This is going to be equal to probability of silver plus probability of bronze. This is going to be equal to, what's the probability of silver? 0.15. Well done, Vic. Plus, what's the probability of bronze? Well done, 80. Well done. And what do you get now? 0.40. Well done. Whew. You are becoming very good. That's how you become very good, guys. That's how you become very good, by following steps. I want you to keep watching this. You can keep watching this over and over again to follow steps, Are we together? Now let's do number 12. A calculator generates a random number between 1 and 100. Okay? Inclusive, which means we also count 1, we also count 100. Find the probability that the number is a multiple of 10. So, here now, we are here doing part A. Find the probability that a number is a multiple of 10. Right? Right. Can I ask you, have you been given, are we combining events? Do you see the word or and here? We are not combining events. Do we have other probabilities? No. We don't have, right? So that means the only thing we can use is the first one, which is numbers of things. How many multiples of 10 do we have between 1 and 100? We've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, because they said inclusive, which means also including 100. So there are 10 of them. Divided by how many numbers do we have if we go from 1 to 100? 100 numbers. So it's 10 over 100. What is the probability of the multiple of 10 then? If you reduce it to its lowest terms, it becomes, what's the answer now? 1 over 10. Vic, do you agree with us here? We had to use method 1 of the numbers of things. That's the only one we can use here, Vic. That's the only thing we can use to find the probability of a multiple of 10. We know we only have 3 methods. Either you use the number of things, where you say the number of something over the total, or you are going to use the second one, which is going to be where you say probabilities add to give you 1, or you use the third one, which is keywords, or and, which we can't use those ones. So obviously we can only use the numbers of things. Right. Let's do part B, class. Part B says probability of multiple of 11. How do we find this one? Multiple of 11. How do we find this one? Yes, we find the numbers of things, the numbers of the multiples of 11. Let's put the multiples of 11. 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77. What's next, Vic? Then 80 was the last one. Well done. How many are they? You find that they are 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 9 over the total number of things. The total never changes. It's 100. So you have it like this. You can leave it as 9 over 100, or even convert it to a decimal. Okay? Now we find probability of, look at the third thing now. They want to see if we know probability of multiple of 10 or 11. Right? They are checking if we know. When you see the word "or," then what do you know, class? Yes, we are now combining. Well done. What do you add? Probability of what? Multiple of 10, right? Multiple of 10 plus what? The probability of multiple of 11, right, class? Multiple of 11. What is the what's the probability of a multiple of 10? We found it in part A. What did we get here? 1 over 10. Plus, what's the probability of multiple of 11? 9 over 100. And for us to add them, we should have them both being over 100. 1 over 10 was 10 over 100. So we change it back to be 10 over 100 plus 9 over 100, which will be O over 100. It will be now 10 plus 9, which makes it 19 over 100. Which you want, if you want, you can say 0.19 if you want to put it as a decimal. Here, you could have made this 0.09. Then 1 over 10, you could have made it a 0.10 if you wanted. Are we together? All right, well done. What about this one? How do you get this one, which says probability of not a multiple? When you see the word not, there's only one way of doing these ones, which say not. Class, how do we do these ones which say not? How do we do these ones which say not? We know that when we want to do these ones which say not, we say probability of multiple of 10. Don't let me down on this one. Look closely how we do not. I said it just now, but I'm repeating. Probability of multiple of 10 plus probability of not multiple of 10 should add to give you what? Not multiple of 10. This one should add, they two should add to give you 1. Vic, are you seeing how we do these ones that say not? The question wants you to find not a multiple of 10. Here's how you do it. Probability of multiple of 10 plus not multiple of 10 will be 1. So it means that probability of not multiple of 10, not multiple of 10. To get it, we take multiple of 10 to the other side. It becomes 1 minus the probability of multiple of 10. Are we together? Which is going to be 1 minus, what's the probability of multiple of 10? We got it somewhere here. Yes, it was what? 10 over 100. Okay, good. Multiple of 10 was 10 over 100, or 1 over 10. So it's 1 minus, we can say 0.1. 1 minus 0.1, we get 0.9. Are we together? Vic? Okay. Anyone with a question? Is there anyone else with a question? Do you have questions? Yes, if you have a question, you can ask me. So far, no questions so far? All right, so if you have no question, okay, maybe you have no question. Pardon? Probability. Yes, let's do it. Can you please find the probability of not 11? Have you been writing the notes? Because I want my notes at the end of the lesson. Okay. So, can you find probability of not 11? Here is the probability of 11 here. Are you saying it, Vic? 0.09? So, can you find probability of not 11? You have probability of 11, probability that it's a multiple of 11. Sorry, probability of not multiple of 11. Not multiple of 11. I want it. Probability that it's a multiple of 11 is 0.09. Okay, it's 0.09. So find probability that it's not a multiple of 11. How do you do these not ones? These not. How do we find them? These not. Do it and give me an answer. Let's see. How do you get it? How do you find these not ones? What? Probability of multiple of 11 plus, yes, well done, probability of multiple of 11 plus probability of not multiple of 11 is equal to 1. So how do we now get probability of not multiple of 11? Yes, probability of not multiple of 11 will be equal to 1 minus probability of multiple of 11, which is going to be 1 minus 0.09, which is going to be 0.91. Well done. Are we all fine? Okay. Well done. Well done. So for not, I think you're all done. I think I trust you in a way. I'm happy. So that's good. I think I trust you on that one. I think you'll be able to handle it. Now, let's keep going. Let's do exercise 12.3. Okay? We'll do some probability tree diagrams along the way. We'll see how to do probability tree diagrams. Make sure you are ready. Let's enjoy. We know that we have three things to do when we do probability, so we don't fear. How many things do we have, Vic? How many methods? Again? 3. Well, so now exercise 12.3. Let's start. Please write the notes and send them to me at the end of the lesson. I want them. All the examples. Write exercise 12.3. Right. Number 1A. A coin is flipped twice. An unbiased coin. So when you do coins, you must know the options. The options for a coin are only 2. Head or tail. Are we together? Isn't a coin has 2 sides? Guys, a coin has how many sides? How many faces? 2 only, right? The front and the back. We say for a coin we only have head or tail. And because there are only 2, what is the probability of head? 1 out of the total 2. What is the probability of tail? We have 1 tail out of how many faces? 2 faces in total. So are you seeing the probabilities? For a coin, it's half. Well done. So now they say work out the probability of 2 heads. So first I want you to say, before you do, when you see they say unbiased coin, I want you to write right away probability of head. Probability of head is equal to half. Then I want you to say again probability of tail is equal to, what is it? Half. Vic, are you with me, Vic? You are now a bit quiet. You are now a bit quiet. I'm worried now. I'm now worried. Now, let's do part A. What is the probability of 2? Let's do. What is the probability of 2 heads? What does it mean to say probability of 2 heads? Does it mean head or head? Is that what it means? What does it mean, 2 heads? It's probability of head and head, right? To get 2 heads, it means you get head and you get head again. What do you do when you have the word end? You multiply. So it's going to be probability of head times probability of head again. Which is going to be, what's the probability of head? Here on a coin, it's half. Because it's a coin. It's a coin. So probability of head on a coin is half. Times probability of head again, half. Which becomes, when you are multiplying 2 fractions, look, Vic, look. You multiply the top. So you say 1 times 1, you're going to get 1. Then you say over. That's what you do when you are multiplying fractions. You now say 2 times 2, you get 4. So it will be 1 over 4. Are we together? Well done. So this becomes your final solution. All right. Now, let's do part B. Probability of 2 tails. What does this mean, Vic, to say 2 tails? It means what? If they say probability of 2 tails. Or if they say both tails. What does it mean, Vic? It means tail and tail. 2 tails means tail and tail. Yes. Right? 2 tails means tail and tail. So which is going to be probability of tail. Then what do you do when you see the word end here? You multiply. Well done. 80. Another probability of tail. Keep paying attention, guys. Pay attention till the end of the lesson. You be the favorite. You be the best. Keep paying attention. Don't lose attention. Keep paying attention. Keep paying attention. Attention, attention. Be like soldiers. Keep paying attention. Don't worry, you do other things, but pay attention right now. What is the probability of tail? Half. Times, what's the probability of tail again? Half. Which is now, you multiply, because we're multiplying fractions. The top multiplies, the bottom multiplies. 1 times 1, 1 over 2 times 2, 4. So we get 1 over 4. Are you seeing that we are just using the same things over and over again? Right. So we now do C. We now do C. Look at C. Probability of head and then, which means and, tail. It's going to be probability of head. Then when we do end, what do we do? Multiply. Then we say probability of tail, which is probability of head is we move together. Probability of head on a coin, what is it? Half. Well done. Times probability of tail on a coin, what is it again? Half. We multiply 1 times 1, 1 over 2 times 2, 4. Are we together? Okay. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. Well done, well done, well done. Okay, now we go to here, a dice. Let's master a dice together, okay? Let's do the dice question. Let's master the dice together. Class, are you ready? Are you doing with me? Okay. When you deal with the dice, it's about the faces. For a coin, we had how many sides? For a coin, how many sides did we have for a coin? 2. One was called head. The other one is called tail. Well done. And their probabilities will be half-half. For a dice, here's the secret, class. Listen. For a dice, there are 6 faces. Are you hearing me? A dice has how many faces? 6. One face has the number 1 on it, right? Then the other face has the number, has 1 dot. The other one has 2 dots, right? The other one has 3 dots, which is 3. The other one has the number 4. Are we together? So when we are dealing with a dice, we should know that, let's say they say to you, you're spinning a dice. Find the probability that you will get a 3. Probability of getting a 3 on a dice. I'll say to you, how many faces have a 3 on them? 1. Over how many faces total? 6. So the probability of getting a 3 is 1 over 6. What is the probability of getting a face with a 6 on it? It is how many faces have a 6 on it? 1. Over how many faces are there in total? 6. So it's also 1 over 6. Are you seeing? Yes. That's it. Well done. So now we would say, let's go. Here, you are doing a dice and you roll it twice. Okay, find the probability that you get a 5 and a 3. So you're going to say, what do you say here for part A? They want probability of what? Class, tell me. Of 5 and 3. Right? Which will be probability of a 5. What do you do when you see the word and? You multiply probability of 3. What is the probability of a 5? How many faces have 5 on them? 1. Out of how many faces in total? 6. Times, what's the probability of a 3? 1. There's one face with a 3. Out of how many total? 6. So what is it going to be? 1 times 1, 1. Over 6 times 6, 36. Are we together, class? Okay. Well done. Now let's do part B. They say find the probability that you get, look at part B, an even number and then a 6. So probability of even and 6. This is going to be, how many even numbers do we have? Even isn't the faces are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? Which ones are the even numbers here, class? Yes, well done. 2, 4, 6. So first we can say this is going to, well, let's even and 6, which means it's probability of even times probability of 6, which is probability of even. How many even numbers do you have? 3. So it's 3 out of total 6 times probability of getting a 6. How many faces have a 6 on them? 1. Out of the total 6. So it becomes 3 times 1, 3 over 6 times 6, 36, which becomes 1 over 12. Okay, you reduce it. Are we together? Okay. Are we together, 80? 80, are we together? Okay. I'm a happy man. I'm a happy man. I'm a happy man. So now let's do this. Let's do this number C. The last one. This is the last question for number 2. Part C. This is the last one for it. Part C. What is part C, class? Probability of what? They want probability of what? Tell me, part C. Good. Probability of a 2 and odd number. What does this mean when we say 2 and odd number? Probability of 2 times probability of odd number, right? What is the probability of a 2? How many faces have a 2 on it? SAT, tell me. Probability of a 2 is what? How many faces have a 2 on it? 1 over 6. Well done. Out of 6 in total. Times. How many odd numbers do we have now? How many odd numbers on a dice do we have? 1, 3, 5. So it's 3 of them. Out of the total, 6. Now, what is going to be the answer? 1 times 3, 3. Over 6 times 6, 36. Which when we reduce to lowest terms, it becomes 1 over 12. Are we together, students? Okay. Well done. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. So you can do this next one, right? A dice again. C. Number 3. It's now number 3. Part A. They want the probability of what? Multiple of 3, right? Probability of multiple of 3. And then what? Multiple of 3 and what? Finish with me, class. Finish with me. Let's just finish this so you can be able to do the questions. And then even number. So probability of multiple 3 and even number. And even number. This is going to be equal to probability of multiple of 3 probability of multiple of 3 times probability of even number. It's going to be, what's the probability of a multiple of 3? How many multiples of 3 do we have here? On 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. What 3 times 1? 3. 3 times 2, 6. So it's 3 and 6. Can you see? So we have, how many multiples of 3 do we have? 2 of them. So probability of a multiple of 3 is 2 out of 6. It's 2 out of 6 times. What's the probability of even number? How many even numbers do we have? 3. Out of total? 6. Okay? Which is going to be equal to 2 times 3, 6. Over 6 times 6, 36. Right. What is 6 into 6? 1. 6 into 36, 6. Are you seeing? Are you seeing? Okay. Well done. So it will be 1 over 6. Well done, class. Now, let's do part B. Let's do part B now. Probability of, here they say, multiple of 3 both times. What did I say we do when we see the word both? What did I say we do when we see the word both? We say and. We say and. The word both should become what? Use what I told you. Don't use what you think. What do you do when you see the word both? Yes, it becomes and. So if they say 3 both times, it means 3 and 3. So probability of multiple of 3 both times. So probability of a multiple of 3 and multiple of 3. Okay? Which is going to be equal to probability of multiple of 3 times the probability of multiple of 3. Which is going to be, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many multiples of 3 do we have? 2, 3, and 6. So probability of multiple of 3, 2 over 6. And times probability of multiple of 3 again, 2 over 6. What does it become? You multiply the top. 2 times 2, 4. 6 times 6, 36. Which becomes 4 into 4, 1 into 36, 9. So it's 1 over 9. Are we together? Okay? Okay, well, good. Good. Now we do C. Now we do C. Probability of not getting a 6 either time. not getting a 6 either time, which means not getting a 6 either time. It means probability of not 6 and not 6. Right, guys? Which is probability of not 6 times probability of not 6. Right? Which is, what is the probability of not 6 for us to be able to do this? What is the probability of not 6? Probability of not 6 will be what? Before we can use it here. We want to use probability of not 6. What do we know? How do we get these knots, class? How do we get probability of anything which says not? I told you. What do you do? Probability of 6 plus probability of not 6 is equal to what? 1. Vic, are you seeing how to get these not things? Don't change. I hate it when you change. I dislike it. I don't like students who do their own thing. I despise that. Do what I say. I said when you are finding probability of not, there is one way of doing it. It's by knowing that they add up to give you 1 with something. How do you find probability of not 5? How do you find probability of not 5? Tell me what you write. If you want to find probability of not 5, tell me what. Probability of 5 plus probability of not 5 should give you what? 1. How do you find probability of not a dog? How do you find probability that it's not a dog? What do you do? How do you find probability of not a dog? Tell me. Probability of dog plus probability of not dog should give you what? 1. How do you find the probability that it's not going to rain? Vic, how do you find probability that it's not going to rain? Yes. Plus probability of no rain. Give you what? Gives you 1. Well done. Then you can find. Whew, I'm the happiest man. So once you saw them say not getting a 6, that means they want not 6. And we know we need to find that first before we can use it. We need to find probability of not a 6. We need to find probability of not a 6. It's going to be probability of not a 6. Probability of not 6 will be equal to 1 minus probability of 6, which is 1 minus, what is the probability of 6, class? What is the probability of 6? How many faces do you have a 6? 1. Out of the total, 6. And what does this become? Can you subtract? 1 whole is the same as 6 over 6 minus 1 over 6. So it's the same as, yes, 6 minus 1 all over 6. You get 5 over 6. It's 5 over 6. Well done. So now you're going to say probability of not 6. They said not 6 either time. So it's probability of not 6 and not 6 again. What does this become now? Because they said either time. Either time, which means both times. Either time is like to say both. So what do you now do when you say probability of? It's going to be, we've said the word and because either is the same as both. It's and. So this becomes probability of not 6 times probability of not 6. And what is it going to be? Probability of not 6 is what? Class, we found it here. 5 over 6. Then we multiply another 5 over 6. It's going to be 5 times 5, 25. Over 6 times 6, 36. Are we together? Yes. This is good. You cannot reduce it. You leave it like that. Are you seeing, everybody? So it's the same thing that you're going to keep doing, okay? Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Yes. These are the answers. I'm going to give you questions. Can you do for me in the book? Number 4. Here's your assignment. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Yes. Number 4, number 5, and number 6. And can you submit it before our next lesson after lunch? Are we together? Thank you. Get to work.